Hi and Assalamualaikum to all the participants that have attended this seminar for today. I would like to show my thankfulness for taking time to attend our session for today. The title of our seminar is about time management. Next, before we start, let me to introduce ourselves. My name is Anis Shakila binti Salman, and I was your master of ceremony for this seminar. Next, Ms. Nasuha binti Azan was our secretary for today. Next. In this seminar, we already invited 4 trainers that will give a talk for this seminar for today, which is firstly, Mr. Lukman Hakim bin Mazli. Next, Mr. Muhammad Haikal bin Kamuruzaman. Next, Miss Arina Alia binti Abdul Razak. Next,
I'm sorry, Miss Anis. For your information, one of our trainer, which is Mr. Muhammad Rahmin Firdaus bin Abdul Wahab, cannot join this seminar because he has another important event to attend. Next slide. All right, so I will give the link of the Google form at the checkbox to the audience that joined our seminar today. You may fill the form to let us know that you are attending this seminar. A certification of appreciation will be provided by email at the end of this session. All right, next slide. So I will pass to the next presenter.
next. Okay, thank you, Ms. Nasuha, for informing me that. Before we start, I would like to show you some video that related to our seminar for today. Okay, the value that we can get from this video that the time revolution occurs very fast. If we do not act immediately, surely we will be left behind and will not able to survive in the future. In addition, teamwork was the most important thing that we need to take note to get success. Okay, next. Let's start with the time management introduction. The focus of this seminar is about the time management that used by Post-Laju Malaysia's company. Lately, we heard many rumors that one of Post Malaysia branches, which is Post-Laju, performance was very poor. Many of the customers give a huge critique to, the, to this courier because their performance. Some customers don't have much patience and they had to choose other careers such as TNT and TEDx. This is shown when social media has been abused with dissatisfaction about post-graduate late deliveries and customer service, with one of the posts on the National Postal Service Facebook receiving more than 3,200 comments from people inquiring about their parcels. Most of the recent posts on its Facebook page included an average of 500 to 600 comments of people asking Post Malaysia to take their parcels down, with the majority of them attacking tracking numbers. Several, several of the users also say they have felt complaint with communi- sorry. Several of the users also say they have felt complaint with the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission through its complaint portal. Those using Post Malaysia service to conduct their online business were especially frustrated. So this way, sorry, so this is why we choose Post Belaju as a topic for our seminar. In this seminar, we will not show only the bad side of Post Belaju, but we will also give a few recommendations on how to overcome the poor performance and also will make the company better. So now, next. So now, this is the time for our trainer to present some issue that they have identified from this company.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Lukman Hakim as a trainer for this company. I have found some issue about the time management for this company, which is Poslaju. First of all, it is lack of workers. Companies will face issues such as low quality applicants. Overtime hours will be a concern for workers in the future if there is a lack of skilled workers. Manufacturers boost production when demand rise. When this company, which is Malaysian Postal Service or Post Laju, lacks skilled workers, the company would face difficulties. Other employees, on the other hand, were required to work longer hours more frequently since they needed to finish their tasks on that day. This can soon result in dissatisfied workers and overburdened budgets, resulting in a decline in profits. Next, companies will face issues such as low quality applicants. Higher turnover and frequent retraining will be a problem as a result of the skilled worker shortage. Due to a lack of time, the company only hires existing employees. Even if they lack sufficient experience or working conditions, so the number of individuals interested in working at the Post Laju office is minimal. The HR department will have to work harder to find employee candidates who meet the company's desire and sufficient qualifications. And post-laju companies will likely have to pay a lot of money to recruit skilled workers. Because there are so many firms looking for competent workers, the competition is fierce, and they may be forced to hire people who lack the specific talents they require and train them to do the job. This is due to lack of time for the company to replace employees who have resigned. Therefore, newly hired employees lack training due to a lack of time because the work in the company is too much to be done, forcing them to work even though they are still inexperienced. As a result, workers will be depressed and decide to leave. This high turnover makes it difficult for managers to train new hires, and it doesn't solve the problem of skill shortage for manufacturers. Although manufacturers are always competing for skilled workers, applicants were initially interested in tend to float from employer to employer. In other words, they try their hardest to get the best wage offer they can. He or she is able to locate what they believe is a better offer and resign whenever the company struggles to take the time and spend the money of training new staff. Asking employees frequently why they work longer hours increase the danger of losing them to more competitive employers. This high turnover makes it difficult for manager to train new hires, and it doesn't solve the problem of skill shortage for manufacturers. It may also force employers to enhance compensation or benefits simply to keep workers. That's all from me. And Mr. Haikal, do you have another issue to talk about?
Yes, I am. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lokman. Okay, my name is Muhammad Haikal Kamaruzaman.
Welcome.
This is a second issue for our company, for company Post Laju, which is lack of a vehicle. First, customer constantly complain about the extremely delayed delivery. And second, the Post Laju company does not have a sufficient saving to pay the cost of a fleet of van. Okay, which is cost them to become unhappy. Such a result of Post Laju inconsistency in delivery parcel on time. They are already informed the condition of the van to their boss. The vehicle was old and should not longer be used. In this regard, the Post Laju company does not have sufficient saving to pay the cost to repair van or a fleet of van because it does not satisfactory outcome due to customer who rarely use Post Laju. Besides that, because of this problem, many Post Laju workers resign since they are tired of being schooled from customer even that was not the rider force. It also can harm themselves if they try to achieve the target within the time given because of the condition of the vehicle.
Sorry for interrupt. I have another issue to talk about it. May I?
Yes, you are.
The third issue is irregular work schedules. Shifting hours during the week or even a month has a result of constantly charging and irregular work hours. Cause employees to become unsatisfied with their work environment because it may have interfere with their rest time. As a result, workers are hesitant to continue working. Other than that, shift work, which is often used to represent working hours outside of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., may change as a result of poor time management and irregular use of time. Next, it might be challenging to create and manage irregular shift and different shift patterns. In the post-ledger company, for example, there are employees who do not want to work during specific hours, requiring the on-duty structures to focus on operational efficiency while keeping a balance between work and personal life. Shift employment are always enveloped as more and more business and industry run night and weekend, disrupting workers' life and making them less interesting and in applying for jobs at the post-ledger office. Lastly, the post-ledger company failed to adequately manage the worker schedules in order to solve the problem of irregular work schedules. This can be ascribed to the person in charge of the location not providing an improvised zoning schedules. For instance, in Kuala Lumpur, which cover its large area and contain numerous zones. Post Laju, on the other hand, dividends its workers by a small number, making it impossible for its employees to deliver goods or letters. As a result, they will be unable to split time effectively, causing customers to become angry since the good they have a push will not deliver on time and on the correct day. That's it from me.
Excuse me, do the trainers have any issue to add?
No, miss.
No.
Okay, thank you for all the trainers because give us a lot of information regarding to the time management issues of post-major companies. Next, okay, now let's take a break and please come back at 2:30 p.m.
All right.
Thank you for your comeback. Next. Okay. Actually, in this seminar, we have our own objective that need to achieve, which is to, to teach the participant to prioritize their duties. Next, to ensure the participant able to manage their time effectively. And lastly, to teach the participant to create a quality time management. Next. Okay. So now our trainer will give some recommendation that can overcome the issues that they have presented before. Let's start with Mr. Lukman Hakim.
Okay, thank you, Miss Anis. Next slide. Okay, for the recommendation, I suggest that Post Laju should hire more workers. Post Laju need to do something to change the perspective, such as make the promotion of work vacancy. As we know, much of people did not longer like to use Post Laju service, so it become a problem to get new employee. This happened because of the bad reputation that usually mentioned by society. The action that can be taken is hire more worker. Because of the bad service that Post Laju give, people did not interest to be their worker. Because of that, Post Laju need to do something to change the perspective, such as make the promotion of work vacancy. In that job vacancy, they can show the bonus benefit that they will give much benefit, such as give a high of bonus, insurance such as medical card, disability, and vacation pay. The platform that can be used to make the promotion is using social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. This way can save much of cost because promotion using social media is usually free. In other way, we also can use newspaper flyers to hire worker. Next is to overcome the higher turnover is making the harmonious working environment and making the mentoring program. The harmonious working environment usually making worker feel more satisfied with their job. For example, the employer can make the positive reinforcement. Actually, the positive reinforcement is the simplest and effective way to provide the harmonious environment. This is because it just using the emotional touch which the employer said to their worker, such as I appreciate the way you perform your task. I really enjoy working with you because you always obey all the instructions given and you are really good at deal with our customer. The employer also can make the weekly motivation session with their worker to make them always enthusiastic every day to perform on their task. To overcome the low skill worker is making the mentoring program. But before the mentoring program happen, we need to identify did they have any employer that can be a good mentor to their other worker. The mentoring program will be divided to several groups and the best worker will be their leader to guide the other worker to perform their task. For example, in this case, the best worker being able to send 100 parcel in one day. So the worker need to guide the other worker how that they can do the same way like him. If in that company did not have any high skill worker, the employer need to identify who are their worker that most qualified and willing to be sent to training session. This is very important because that worker will be a leader to the mentoring program the employee provide to their workers. That's all from me. Mr. Haikal, what about your recommendation?
Okay, thank you. I have one, which is provide a more efficient vehicle. The action can be taken is repair the existing vehicle. Vehicle that can still be used must be utilized. So as the employer, they must to identify which one of the vehicles that still can be used and which one are no longer to be used. Second, that a vehicle require the proper need. For example, all the vehicle need to service every 6 months. The maintenance need to be checked are tire pressure, vehicle lights, aircon condition, and brake pad. This is also important to make sure that their worker can working with a safe condition. The last one is investigation of vehicle condition. Identify that have a lot company vehicle that are not qualified to use. The company need to buy new vehicle that are more efficient to their worker. From our research, we found that have some vehicle that can be recommend to their career service worker such as Toyota Hire. I think that Miss Arina has a good recommendation for her issue. Am I right, Miss?
Yes, Mr. Haikal. The third recommendation is make work schedules more organized. We need to organize the work schedules properly. It is because it makes sure that everything we plan can run smoothly. If we take it easy, surely there have much of problem to be faced. As we discussed above, we can identify that the irregular work schedules can be big impact to effect to the worker and customer. For example, irregular work schedule worker did not have enough rest during working. Worker did not satisfy with their worker and customer complain because they need waiting for a long time to receive their parcel. Next is every worker need to have the limitation of worker hours. Each worker need to have their work schedules that provide by employer. Below was the work time schedules that can to be used by employer. In other way, worker also need to invite their worker according to appropriate area and capacity that place need. For example, in the big areas such as Kuala Lumpur, the employer need to create a team that have 20 to 30 team members that can arrange parcel delivery. This team is create to arrange the parcel delivery in Kuala Lumpur area only. This alternative also can make parcel delivery become faster because all the team member will be familiar to find out the customer's house. Next slide. All right. The last one of my part is conclusions. There are various delivery companies in Malaysia. After making some discussion with our group member, we decided to choose Post Laju company because it is related to our title, which is time management. We have listened some of this issue. We encounter such as lack of workers, lack of vehicles, and irregular work schedules. All the issues are related because it takes time to send the parcel or letter to the recipient. In addition, nowadays, people prefer to buy a good online and want the item order to be delivered in short time. On 23 April 2020, Harian Metro issued a statement on Post Laju as its company received an additional 77,000 parcels a day in the year our country was hit by the COVID-19 epidemic, and it was more than expected. According to Muhammad Azilaf, due to the increase in the number of package and short-term business hours during the PKP, delivery is expected to experience some delays, and he said to meet customer demands. Delivery was also done on Sunday, and Post Laju delivery staff were on duty from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Muhammad Azila also talked about the buyer's address be set with the latest address, so the Post Laju employees do not take the time to send parcel to the wrong address. However, he said the contract in this difficult time will certainly have a big impact on those involved, especially as many of those involved still bear the responsibility for the career jobs. About last year, to get these jobs, we need the condition to our own event, because of that, many of us who issue capital include borrowing just to buy the vehicle as well as do repair work. Based on the problem, Laju is taken several actions to improve the problem faced by its company. Laju also decided to hire more employees by advertising vacancy notice on the website as well as existing social medias. This method is used so that if there are more employees, then the goods are delivered to each recipient faster. Apart from the shortage of employees, Laju also has vehicle problem for delivery of goods. So Laju has also taken action on the issue. They should use a larger vehicle, for example, using a Toyota Hiace vans. This is because its employees to take more items to put in the vehicle. Plus, it make it easier for employees as they no need to commute to pick up parcel from the company as well. Not only that, Laju already has an existing vehicle. They should also ensure that the vehicle to be used in good conditions, such as checking the condition of the tires, brake, signal lights, and others. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Arina. Wow, it have a lot of input that we can get from all the recommendations. We also can apply this recommendation in our workplace. Next. Okay, after a long discussion, now let's take a break and we will start our next agenda after 30 minutes. Thank you for coming back. We already finished about issues and recommendations from the trainers. Now, we may proceed to the Q&A session and be led by me. All the audience can answer this question randomly. Okay, ready? So, the first question is, stated 3 platforms that can be used to make a promotion in order to hire more workers.
Can I answer the question?
Yes. Next slide.
The 3 platforms that can be used to make promotion in order to hire more workers is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
Wow, that is the correct answer. Okay, and that is answer that I want. So, next slide. So the second question is, can you explain one of the found issues in Post Malaysia company?
Hi, can I try answer the question?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that I found in this company is vehicle problems. This is because there are many customers who give a less pleasant response about parcel delivery because it takes a long time. That's all.
Okay, excellent. Good answer. And the last question is, if you were hired, what would your ideal work schedule be like?
Hi, can I answer it?
Of course.
The types of work schedule that I want is, of course, the flexible schedule jobs. It allows employees to adjust their workday. It is because when employee can get a flexible work schedule, the employee can get enough rest and improve their performance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, good answer. From the answer, I can see you are focused with this seminar. Thank you for all the audience and for the marvelous participation.
All right, so before you guys leave this seminar, I will give you another Google form, which is questionnaire for you to give the feedback about this seminar. So as I said before, this is next slide. Next slide. Okay. So as I said before, this is the certificate of appreciation for the audience that joined our seminar today. that will be provided by email at the end of the session. And thanks to all the trainees and to our beloved audience for joining in our seminar. And we hope to hearing from you all later. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Thank